Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Today's story is Love Should Have Pride. I know you're thinking, what does that even mean? I'm going to explain, and I'm going to share a story that shows that this is the one time that pride can actually show if someone is genuine or not. So in this story, I'm going to share a friend of mine just got back from living abroad. Their whole family had lived abroad for many years. And so in my opinion, or in the opinions of those around them, they were not as streetwise as some of us who lived here locally all the while. So what happened is that this friend of mine, who were working in the same organization, had a child with a girlfriend in the UK. But when the family decided to come back home to Zambia, of course they could not come together because they were not yet married. They just had a child together. So when we were working together in the organization, some other lady from a sister company took an interest in him. And because most of the times he was alone, he was looked at as someone who was available, someone who was single. So this lady started coming to visit him and bringing him all sorts of goodies. She would bring him muffins in the morning for tea, and guess who got to enjoy those muffins? Me. How? Because I was already married that time and I was actually expecting, and so he always used to say, you need the food more than I do, so have the muffins, have the lunch, have whatever was brought. But what caught my attention was that this lady never showed any anger, never showed any pride. And I'm saying never showed any pride because, you know, when you like someone and you want to be in a relationship with someone, I think you should be honest. And if that person is not able to be with you, they should say so. And if they say they can't, you should leave them be, you should let go. But this girl was told, I'm in a relationship with someone else, we actually have a child, and I'm just waiting to settle down, then she will join me or I will go to the UK and be with her. She was like, it's fine. I just like you, I just want to spend time with you. So when he told me that that was her answer, I was like, you know what? You are so being played. There's no way someone who loves you is going to accept to be put on the shelf when you have time with someone else. I said, that girl is not being genuine. You're so not on the same level. And he was like, you know, your problem, Yunike, is that you're too westernized. You're just overthinking. This girl just likes me and she just wants to spend time with me. I said, but she's investing more than she should. I mean, who brings breakfast for a guy every day? And then lunchtime brings lunch for the guy every day. I said, this is too much investment. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? But he was like, you know, your problem is you're too suspicious. I was like, no, I have a bad feeling about this. And then the worst thing that made me feel she really should have shown some pride is when that girl visited. That girl would come with her child, and for the days or weeks that girl is with him, she would never feature, she would never show up, she would stay in the shadows the whole time. I thought that was strange. She didn't even take the time to meet the girlfriend to show that their love for that guy was just platonic, that she just liked him and she had nothing to hide. But she hid. she would never feature, she would never be seen anywhere near him until when the girl flies out of the country. And for me, that left a bad taste in my mouth. So I was like, I'm not sure this girl is genuine. She should have some pride. So that continued, and he was like, no, you are just overthinking things. So I left it alone, and they continued like that. And now she went to a level where she was even able to find out where he lived. That I thought was not a good idea, and I told him, I said, let her come to the office, meet wherever you are meeting, but her coming to your home puts you at risk. You have no idea what else she's interested in. But again, he was like, I was just too suspicious. So every once in a while she would visit him, she would say, no, I cooked this. I thought since you're living alone, you might want to try, like a traditional dish. So I cooked this for you. I cooked fish in a certain way for you. I cooked whatever she would have cooked, she would take to him, and he would really enjoy it. And he would come and tell me about it when we meet at work. I still was not comfortable. So before long, yes, you guessed it, she started to go there very late, and it was not possible for her to go back. So she would ask to sleep in the spare bedroom because it was late, and then she would go the next day. And of course, he would prepare the guest room for her. And I don't know how long that went for, but before long, she had moved from the guest room to his room. And you guessed it, next thing we heard, I'm pregnant. So she was like, no, you can't do this because I'm still getting married to the girl that has my child. She was like, I too am expecting your child. So what are you saying? So he still said, okay, I'll support you, I'll support the child, but I can't have this relationship. So when the girlfriend visited, he explained to her, he told her what had happened, and he was sorry, and that he didn't want to be with that girl. So now the girl felt, look, this is not going to work because obviously I'm away a lot, and by then she had even started school, she was doing her degree, and so she needed to be away like the whole year. So she said the only way this can work is if you move back to the UK, we get married, and of course we'll agree on how we support this girl with her child. But of course he was not ready to go and live in the UK. I mean, he had a good job. He was actually running one of the companies that they had a lot of shares in. So he couldn't go right then. And the girl said, and I can't come right now. So what are we saying? So he said, no, I'll make a plan. But for now, all I know is that I'm not interested in this relationship with this girl. I'll support her with a child, but I still want us to be together. So finish your degree and let's see what happens then. And so they left it at that. But we are traditional people. So the family decided, hell no. He made you pregnant. He has to do right by you. So they called his family and her family, they got together and they said, she's expecting and he needs to do right by her. So we are not taking her back. She's going to live here. He's got to take care of her because you know the needs of pregnant women. She'll be craving this, she'll be wanting this and that. And we should not go through that pain when he is around. So please, we've brought this girl. She's going to be with you until she delivers. When she's had the baby, then we'll now talk about what happens after. So the family for the guy said, well, yeah, it's normal for that to happen traditionally, so fine, she can stay here until she delivers, and then we'll talk. So she stayed with him, and of course now she was like a wife. So when that girl came to visit, she found that girl in the house, and of course it brought a lot of problems. So he explained the traditional part of things, how, you know, it plays out here when such a situation happens, and that he assured her that as soon as she's delivered, we are again going to have a family meeting, agree on how I'm going to support the child, and then by then I'm sure I'll be ready to travel and I can be with you. So she left and she went, expecting that a few months later this situation will be discussed and everything will be back to normal in their relationship. But that family was not having any of that. When she had the baby, they refused to take her back. Again, that is not traditional because they were supposed to, but they said no, we'll wait for the child to be strong enough for us to accept her back. But he was able to tell them that he's not going to marry her and that he's going to support her. So you know what happened? The child was barely 3-4 months. She got pregnant again. So it was, now the family said, look, clearly this is not just about not wanting her. Because how, you know, did this happen? You know, once is a mistake, but twice is a habit. So clearly, you people love each other, you people care for each other. So why don't you do the right thing? Inform the girl in the UK that this is the situation, and there was no way of defending himself. This time he couldn't defend himself. He blamed himself, he didn't know what to do, but that is what happened. So now he was like, okay, it looks like actually I can't run away from this girl. That's how in the end he just told the girl in the UK, this is the situation. So now I will continue to support you with our child in the UK, but I will have to marry this girl here. So they had a traditional marriage, and life continued. And now she had 2 children. So do you know what happened? She changed. She changed so much. She started coming back to me and crying to me that this girl is mean, that she wakes up early in the morning to go for business meetings, and she tells me she's going for business breakfast. Who does that? So she says, no, my friend, I cannot be here to help you to care for the children. And the children were in diapers, the children still needed to be breastfed, but she would leave early in the morning and say, I'm having a breakfast meeting. So you take care of the children. And he would be there alone with the children. It became now his job to look for a maid to help him because she was so busy. She had gotten what she wanted. She wanted a marriage. She wanted to be a Mrs. somebody, and she was no longer interested in anything else. She had been such a sweet, humble girl before, but she changed totally. She was now a Mrs., and he had to take care of everything else. So now he came back to me and he was crying to me saying, you know, I should have listened to you. That girl is not the girl that used to be so sweet, that used to bring me nice things. Now she can't even cook for me. I have to eat the food that is prepared by the maid. I have to, and yeah, me, I told him, I told you so, because I did many times. I told him, this girl has no pride. A person who loves you should show some pride. When a person loves you, they are not going to allow you to hide them. They want everybody to know that you are in love and that you care for them and that she's your queen. But if someone wants to be with you, when they know you're with someone else, just know that that person is playing you. That person is up to no good. So the onus is on you to accept to be played, or to accept to do the right thing and put that person in their right place and do the right thing. I hope this helps you to understand. There are many testimonies that we can share, but this should show you that even if we're always saying pride is a bad thing, in this case, pride is the only thing that will show you that the person has feelings and that the person is genuine. I hope this helps you to be conscious when you are in a relationship and to not take for granted people who are investing too much in your relationship when that is not what you want. Be genuine. Accept the gifts only if that is something that you want. Otherwise, be fair to the people who are interested in you, and be fair to yourself. Please, if you have already subscribed, I'm saying thank you. I really appreciate. If you haven't, please do. Also remember to like and share so that others can also be helped with this information. Comfort Time continues. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.